Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Logan Joyce, aka Suburban Yinzer. In this video, I'm going to do a more non-conventional Suburban Yinzer video, and I'm going to show pictures of my trip in Northern Ireland 2 years ago in June 2023. So this is me kneeling at the gravesite or the burial spot, estimated burial spot of St. Patrick. This was taken in the Down Cathedral in County Down, which is in Downpatrick in Northern Ireland. This is a not exact spot of the burial site of St. Patrick, but it's an estimated site on where he might be buried. He's definitely buried in Downpatrick or in County Down, but the exact location is unknown. But this stone right here is just an estimated spot that tourists like myself can come and, pose for a picture. But it's pretty cool because it does represent the gravesite of St. Patrick. So 2 years ago, I was fortunate and lucky enough to leave the United States for 2 weeks for the first time in my life to go to Northern Ireland and be with the Young Ambassador Program at the St. Patrick's Center in Downpatrick, County Down, Northern Ireland. While I was there, the director, Tim Campbell, Dr. Tim Campbell, he toured us around Northern Ireland, not only toured us around, but also educated us on the life and legacy of St. Patrick and the geography, the history, the politics, everything encompassing Northern Ireland and just Irish history, Northern Irish history and religion. I mean, it was a fantastic experience, and I would do it again all over. I'd go back in a second to do that trip again. Best 2 weeks of my life. June 10th to June 23rd, 2023. I will never forget being over there and learning everything about St. Patrick. But on this video, I want to teach you a little bit about the life of St. Patrick and the legacy of the holiday. So St. Patrick was born in the year 387 AD in Scotland. He was a Roman subject, like a Roman citizen. His parents were prominent Roman citizens. But when he was 16 years old, in the year 403, he was captured by Irish raiders or Irish pirates per se, and taken into slavery in Ireland for 6 years. He eventually escaped in the year 409 approximately in his early 20s and went back to Britain. Following those few decades, going into his 40s, probably like 45 years old, but to cut myself off, this is Saul Church. This is the approximate location on where St. Patrick opened the first Roman Catholic Church in Northern Ireland. I took this picture personally. It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the landscape, in essence, in Northern Ireland is beautiful. Many Americans don't go to Northern Ireland. You know what I mean? They want to go to the whole Republic, but they don't want to go up to the north, which is one of the most historical and significant parts of Ireland. The whole island is beautiful, but why don't you go to the north? I mean, look at this. The majestic views, the history, the richness. But this is where St. Patrick opened the first Roman Catholic Church in Northern Ireland in 432. Going back to my point, he was called upon by God to come back to Northern Ireland or come back to Ireland in general and convert the Irish pagans to Christianity. And that's what he did. In the year 432, he brought the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's what Tim Campbell taught us, a little trick. 432, he brought the one. He brought God, or Jesus, the teachings and the principles. He brought those, and he went on a decades-long crusade to convert the Irish pagans to Christianity. But don't think that this crusade or this Christian adventure was easy. The Irish pagans and the kings of Ireland, the Druids and the pagans, were not Christians. They did not believe in God and Jesus. They saw Patrick as a literal threat to their power and to their influence. So they tried to kill him multiple times. But Patrick was very, very strong in his faith and his beliefs. He was not violent, but he stood his ground like a true saint and a true worshiper of Christ. And he stood and said, I will not be shaken and I will not be intimidated. And I know you guys and I know how you operate and I can speak your language. I know your customs. I know your traditions and I'm not going to back down. And he didn't. And he converted thousands of Irish to Christianity in the rest of his life. For the rest of his life, to the day he died, he lived in Ireland converting Christians, Irish Christians. Well, that was very successful until the year 461. In the 460s, let's just say the late 450s, early 460s, he was dying because he was in his 70s, his early 70s. This is Down Cathedral. This is where St. Patrick is buried. He is not buried at Saul Church, the previous church. He's buried here, next to the church in the church graveyard. If you walk a little bit from the St. Patrick Center in Downpatrick up the street a wee bit, you're going to see Down Cathedral. That is the approximate location where St. Patrick is buried. And I took this picture again. And so when St. Patrick was dying, he was going around in a cart dying in the year 461 when he was 74 years old. And he eventually died on March 17th, 461 AD, and that is why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day on March 17th. Well, he was buried at this approximate location in Downpatrick in County Down, Northern Ireland. And the reason why nobody really knows the exact location of his burial or his remains is because of the protection of his body from the British, or from the English to be specific. The Irish Catholics hundreds of years ago didn't want the English to be coming over and desecrating and ruining and vandalizing his grave and his remains. So the remains over time became a secret to protect it from the English, more Protestant invaders, which in essence, if you really think about, or not just the English, but also the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings, you didn't want those non-Christian people or non-Irish people desecrating and vandalizing the gravesite of St. Patrick and the remains. I mean, it really does make sense. So that is why the exact location of St. Patrick is a mystery. But a really interesting fact about Downpatrick is it's not only the burial site or the burial location of St. Patrick, but it's also the burial location of two other prominent Irish saints, St. Colmcille and St. Bridget. Many Americans, or many people in general, do not know that. When they go to Ireland, they think, oh, let's go to the west and the east and the south, but let's not go to the north. But the north, in my opinion, and what I've learned and what I've saw from my 2 weeks visiting there, the north has very prominent people and prominent places. I mean, when you think about Irish history and Irish culture, you got to go to the north. You got to go to all 4 points of Northern Ireland to really experience the true essence and the true history and culture of the whole island of Ireland. And this right here is the St. Patrick's Center. To conclude this video and to just wrap it up, I can say that this was the best experience of my life, and I am so glad I had the opportunity to go to Northern Ireland and to be a part of this program. This Young Ambassador program, I can assure you, is probably one of the greatest experiences for a young person. I was 24 years old when I undertook this adventure, and I will never, ever take it for granted again. This experience that Tim Campbell gave us, and that the Young Ambassador Program, the Ancient Order of Hibernians, and all of the people that contributed to make this possible, I mean, I really appreciate it, because I would have never had the opportunity and the chance at 24 years old in my early 20s to leave the United States and to go on this amazing adventure. It was a life-changing experience, and I will encourage to the day I die that every single person visits Northern Ireland and shares the same experiences that I experienced, because we, as Americans especially, need to go to Ireland and see all of Ireland. We need to see the North, the South, the East, and the West. Not just the Republic, but also the North. We need to go up to the north, and you need to see the historical sites. Everybody needs to learn about St. Patrick, his life and his legacy, and people need to go to the St. Patrick Center and experience the history and the culture and the significance of what St. Patrick represents, not only to Ireland, but also to the world. It is one of the largest exhibitions of St. Patrick that represents his life and his legacy in the whole planet. And I feel that when you go there, it will change your life. It changed my life. I will never be the same, but in a good way. because I want to go back there every single day. I miss it every single day. It dramatically changes and alters your life and your perspective. And it really shows you how rich the culture and the history is up there, especially in Northern Ireland. So please go there, visit, and I will tell you that you'll say in the end, that Suburban Yinzer kid, Logan Joyce, was totally right.